Well, hello everyone, how's it going? It's Metal. Welcome back to the channel. So let's talk Child's Play remake and also reboot. So let's get right into it, guys. So after Andy Barkley receives a special present from his mother, Karen Barkley, which is an artificial intelligence buddy doll named Chucky that wants to be Andy's best friend and will do anything and everything in order to be with Andy, even if it means wreaking a bloody havoc on everyone. Oh boy, there is a lot to talk about with this remake. Yeah, first and foremost, this is not your traditional Child's Play film. It goes into a completely different direction and has a completely different story and a whole different take on the character Chucky that we all know and love, one of the most iconic horror icons of all time. This movie doesn't hold back in any way, shape, or form. This definitely goes into a more artificial intelligence route where they're now buddy dolls now, and that's really cool. Instead of the good guy dolls, they had to change it up a bit. And I like that. I like how they reimagined the character in a different light, and because they had no choice. They had to do something different with this character that we all know and love. And so everyone involved with the production with this movie recognizes that they had to recreate the storyline for Chucky and had to reimagine him in a different light. And they succeeded at everything that they were trying to do with this movie. I thought that it worked flawlessly, in my opinion. That's not without its flaws, though, and I'll get to those later on in the review. I seriously thought by this point the horror remake trend has been milked completely dry by this point. I mean, come on. They tried to remake every single horror classic that they can possibly find, but by this point I was just burned out. I was just so sick and tired of it. And this movie really surprised me. I was not expecting it to be this good, let alone at least okay. I was totally 100% expecting this movie to be flat out terrible, and I am so glad to say that it is not. It is far from terrible. It is far beyond what I expected it to be, and that is a great sign, and it makes me hope for better remakes in the future, hopefully. It is good that they didn't try to copy the same similar kind of story from the original classic '88 version. They went and did a completely new and different and fresh original story and went the whole reboot route. And that is something that I was really glad and pleased and satisfied with, because I was just so sick and tired of horror remakes following the same kind of path and the same kind of story from the original. Like in this movie, they didn't try to go with the whole Charles Lee Ray using voodoo-like spells and spirits and transporting souls and all that. This movie has nothing to do with any of that. It is not about that at all. It is a completely new and fresh story for this remake slash reboot, and that is something to applaud, and that is something to greatly appreciate altogether. Now, the character Andy Barkley himself, amazing. They really did a good job in expanding upon Andy and giving him a different, an entirely new and different and fresh kind of personality. I mean, this personality that Andy has is entirely different than he was in the original. And I think that is a really good direction to go with Andy for this new remake slash reboot. I think it works completely well. I think it's personally my favorite aspect of this remake is that Andy Barkley seems like he's an entirely different person, and it doesn't seem like anything like he was in the original, and that is something to be applauded. Gabriel Batemen disappears into Andy Barkley. I think that Gabriel Batemen nails it. He is amazing in this movie. I love Gabriel Batemen. I think that his personality in real life is actually pretty mature for his age. He's actually 14 years old, and he just knows how to just disappear, like, from his, mature personality that he has in real life, and just kind of has a little bit of a raunchy side in this movie. I mean, well, not entirely raunchy, but it's more of a different kind of kiddish personality that you would expect. So yeah, and I really thought that was great. I thought that was cool. Really do like that a lot. So there is Aubrey Plaza as Karen Barkley, the mother of Andy. Surprisingly, not a bad job. She's certainly not Catherine Hicks. Let's just get that out of the way now. Yeah, like, no one is ever going to top Catherine Hicks in the, pulled off Karen Barkley super flawlessly in the original. I really did think that Aubrey Plaza did do a good of enough, performance to kind of set the tone for Karen and caring and protecting Andy. It wasn't bad at all. I thought that she was fine. I really did like her in Scott Pilgrim. I thought she was great in that. And here I thought she's good. I think she's also good in here too, so I'll have to give her credit for that. So now let's move on to, of course, Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky. How is the voice? Does it live up to Brad Dourif? Does it suck? Is it okay? Does it satisfy? You know, I have to say, it is good. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. It does certainly work for this reboot. I think it does set the tone for where this reboot is going. However, it's not nearly as iconic as Brad Dourif. That's just my personal opinion on that. And this is where my flaws come into play and my issues that I do have with this remake, and that is the fact that there are little to none one-liners that Chucky actually has. Maybe there are some, but I just didn't really pick up on them. But they just certainly weren't there as frequently as I would like them to be. And that's a pretty big disappointment to me, considering the fact that Chucky is a big foul mouth, party mouth that has a lot of foul language and all that stuff in the originals. And in here, I mean, yeah, there are some memorable one-liners that Chucky does have, but they're not as memorizing as you would really think, at least for me. So that is disappointing. And there really isn't any lines that really even come to mind as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that kind of does suck for me. But overall, there are certain situations where Mark Hamill does sound a little bit, just a smidge, a little bit like the Joker and the Batemen the Animated Series. And it is sort of noticeable, but it's not a deal breaker at all. I definitely doesn't think it ruins the voice overall. I do think it's fine, but there are just a smidge, a little bit of the of that Joker voice in there, just a little bit of it. But that's what I hear. Whenever I'm hearing Chucky talk, I just hear a little bit of the Joker inside of there, just a tad bit. It's not a deal breaker, like I said, but it does work though overall. Child's Play really does have just creative and innovative kills that really do shock you. At least they shocked me for sure. Those are some really good, shocking kills that Chucky does pull off in this movie, and they work incredibly well. Just phenomenal. I mean, amazing. Love the kills in Child's Play, and that's really everything you need to know about going into the Child's Play remake / reboot. I'm not going to give away any spoilers in this review. That's going to be it. That is a wrap. So what did you guys think? Oh yeah, I'm going to give my grade right now. So Child's Play gets an A-. Overall, a satisfying remake. Just succeeded my expectations. Went beyond what I was expecting it to be, and it was overall a great movie and a great remake. It really succeeded and went far beyond what I was expecting it to be in every possible way it can be. I really did like it a lot. Yeah, and I still need to get out my reviews for Child's Play 3, Bride, Seed, Curse, and Cult of Chucky. I need to still get my reviews out for all of those, and those will be coming very soon, and so look forward to those, because I'm still doing them, so I haven't forgotten. So, what did you guys think of Child's Play, the remake? Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comment section. I will be sure to read that. I never leave you guys hanging. You guys all know that already. So until next time, everyone, my name is Justin, and I'll be your friend to the end.